Okay, let's start the session. Good afternoon to all friends. We'll start with the levels, the view on the markets and the levels for the indices for the next week. Okay, so this is the chart of the Nifty that you can see. This is Nifty futures near month chart. As you can see, in the last 2-3 weeks, the markets have witnessed a nice kind of a bounce back. And this bounce back is, as I've been saying, this bounce back is on back of respite coming in from the DOW, the US markets basically, and the crude price. So as you have seen, the crude price last week has seen a downfall. So yes, overall looking at the closing price for the week, it is down, but it has again retracted back from the lows that it made during the week. But overall, from $112 and $113 per barrel, the price had fallen down to $98, and now it's again witnessed a bounce back to $104. So crude and the US markets are the two basic reasons for seeing a good kind of a bounce back in our markets. Plus another thing is that we are going to start with the quarterly earnings season. So the period before the quarterly earnings season is a period where you get a chance for the beaten down stocks to bounce back again, and that is what has been witnessed in our markets. Okay, so now for the next week, I believe we could see a range bound trade. The range bound trade could be between 16,000 and 16,400. So a narrow range of 400 points right now expected for the Nifty. And the rest of the direction will continue to be decided by the US markets, the crude price, plus along with this, the quarterly earnings season. So the kind of announcements that we hear in our markets are also going to help decide the trend for the markets going forward. So overall range, so I have written the specific levels for the Nifty, the support and the resistance levels have been written on the chart, so you can take a screenshot of it. But overall, I believe right now the view is that it will remain range bound between 16,000 and 16,400. 100 points here and there is okay. If these levels are broken, then the view changes, and in which case you will get an update from me. But right now it is a range bound view for the index, right? So you can take a screenshot of this image so that you have the levels with you. Okay, now let's look at the next, that is Bank Nifty. See, Bank Nifty also a similar kind of a trade for the last 2-3 weeks, a good kind of a bounce back. So this is positive, but now at current levels, it will be a bit of a tough thing for the markets to go up, because here you can see plenty of resistances for the Bank Nifty as well. So last time in the month of May, last week of May, when the Bank Nifty came back to these levels above 35,500, it faced resistance and we had seen a fall. So again we are approaching that 35,500 level. So that is going to be a tough resistance for the markets going forward. Okay, so this is in case of same like the Nifty, in case of Bank Nifty also I expect a range bound trade, and this range would be between 35,500 on the upside and quite possibly 34,500 and 34,000 on the downside. So 1,500 point range for the Bank Nifty is what is expected. So yeah, 34,000 and 34,500, on the higher side 36,000. So a 1,500 to 2,000 point of range for the Bank Nifty is what is expected going forward. And the further trend is going to be decided by the announcements, the quarterly announcements that we hear. So whatever banks come out and announce their earnings, that will help us decide the future trend for the banking Nifty. But you can see that right now the current up move is approaching a resistance band. So you can see the kind of resistances that are here. And if you look at overall, if you look at the last 10 months of chart, then Bank Nifty is continuously making lower tops and lower bottoms. Now for the last 3-4 months, it has not made a lower bottom. So that is a positive thing. But then this is something which is observed when a price is going through a consolidation phase, and you can see this consolidation phase. here in Bank Nifty. So on the lower side, it's not making lower bottoms, but on the higher side, it is also not been able to make higher tops. So this is what is called as consolidation, and this consolidation is going to continue, no doubt about it, for some more weeks, maybe months, right? So this is Bank Nifty. So here also a range bound trade expected. And now let's go to the Dow. So this is Dow Jones chart. This is the exchange for the New York Stock Exchange. Sorry, this is the index for the New York Stock Exchange, and this has been this is something. This is one of the indices which our markets is going to follow. The market players are going to follow to derive a trend for our markets. Now, if you look at this chart, then I believe looking at this chart, the downfall has been arrested, and now possibly going forward, Dow is going to witness a range bound trade, and it is going to remain range bound between these two horizontal lines here. So overall 32,500, and on the downside 29,500. So that is going to be a 3,000 point range for the Dow Jones, which is on the higher side, and on the lower side these are the levels you can see. So this around approximately 1,000-1,200 point range on the short term charts, which can be clearly seen. So this is exact levels are 30,355, which is going to be a support, and 32,000, which is going to act as a resistance. So that's a range, 2,000 point range on the short term charts for the Dow Jones. So till the time this Dow Jones remains range bound, our markets are going to the direction in our markets is going to be dictated by the quarterly earnings that are announced, right? So this is a positive thing that we can see. Okay, now coming back to crude. Now what has happened is, now this is a daily chart of NYMEX crude. Now if you see NYMEX crude, if you see this chart, then one thing that can be clearly observed is this. If you look at the current last 4 candles, what had happened is 3 candles back. So in the last week, you can see on Tuesday, crude had managed to break down below this blue color line. This is a support trend line which has been plotted, joining all the bottoms for the last 4-5 months. Here you can see this, it's been acting continuously as a support, and this was broken last week. But then unfortunately again on Friday we have witnessed the price moving up above this line. So this you must have also read in my updates, I had mentioned a level of $103. So $103 is an important level, and which level is this? You can see it on the chart, the blue color trend line that I had plotted. This is the price, this is the level, $103. So when the price of crude falls below $103, our markets will find renewed energy to bounce back. So this is an important level, because below $103 you will see a correction happening in crude, and which can slowly and steadily bring the crude price down to levels of 90 and even lower, which is possible. But this again is 50-50 right now, and the way the price is traded last week, it suggests that it is not able to make up its mind whether it's going to go down or it's going to go up. So this suggests an indecision period, and price is again above $103 now, currently closed at 104.84 is on Friday. So this is one important chart which we need to monitor, and if you have this query where I can see this chart, what you have to do is you have to press Ctrl C on the in Provision, you press Ctrl C. In the exchange category you select index, and here in the search window you can type NYMEX, and when you type NYMEX you get these 3 commodity prices. First is crude, which is traded on NYMEX, that is New York Mercantile Exchange; gold, which is again traded on the New York Mercantile Exchange; and again silver. These are all prices in dollars. You can track these 3 commodities, global commodities, in index, right? So here you can go to the crude chart, and you'll get to see the You can also plot these trend lines on your chart so that you continuously remain updated about as to how the trend is developing in the price of crude. Fair enough. So we discussed about Nifty, Bank Nifty, DOW as well as crude, and you've also received an update about the levels and the view on the markets from me on WhatsApp. I did that in the morning, and if you have not, then just ping me on WhatsApp. I will send it to you. Okay, now next is let's move on to stocks. Some stocks, 4 stocks which I want to show you, and after that I will take your queries. So you can start posting me queries in the comment section so that I can take them as I finish these 4 stock charts. Okay, now first one is TCS. Now the reason for me to discuss TCS today is TCS is going to come up with results. Okay, so this is one important chart which we need to discuss. We need to know about the levels. So on the long term chart, the stock is in a correction right now. So it's consolidating the up move that it had witnessed in the last 2 years, right from 2020 to recently, and right now it's undergoing a correction. So on the short term charts, these are 2 important levels. So this is one important level around 3200, which is a support, and on the upside you can see these resistances here. So these are important levels. So once the stock announces its once the company announces its numbers, these are important levels for us to watch. So if there has to be a move in TCS, or if there has to be an opportunity for us as short-term traders or momentum players, then these are the important levels which we need to watch. As and when the price manages to break past these levels, we could see a move happening and an opportunity in the short term. So what are these exact levels? Let me plot horizontal lines so that we identify these exact levels. So support is at around 3200. Here you can see, and the resistance. Now there's a resistance band which starts from 3320 and it goes on to this level here, 3363. Right. So just let me change the color of this horizontal line so that it's clear to you. So this is the first resistance and this is the second resistance. Also, I'll also write down the levels on the chart so that you can keep a noting of it. So resistance. So resistance for the stock right now starts from 3320 to 3363. This is a resistance band. So after the announcement of its numbers, earnings, if the price manages to break past this resistance, then yes, a further move can be witnessed. So that will be a short-term opportunity for us to get into a long trade. And say for example, if the numbers earnings disappoint, then quite possibly the support could be broken, in which case the stock would present a short an opportunity to go it into a short trade. So these are the important levels, and if the stock after announcement does not do anything and it remains between these levels, then it means that the price is already discounted whatever has been announced, and the price would continue to remain range bound between these levels. So you can take a screenshot of this as well, or you can write these levels down, or you can also plot them on your software so that they remain with you, right? So this is TCS. The second stock which I wanted to discuss with you is Mindtree. Mindtree's IT stocks have been under pressure for the last few months, and in case of Mindtree also you can see the stock is trading in a narrowing kind of a range. So a narrowing range where the prices so initial bounce back is a sharp one, and the recent bounces are lesser if compared with the earlier one. Okay, so this is the overall range, and if you look at the short term trade, then you will see this narrowing range that the stock is trading in. So this is the resistance trend line that I have plotted right now, this red one, and along with that we can also plot a support trend line which suggests that the price is trading in a narrowing range. Okay, now one thing which I would like to add here is if you have any doubts related to plotting these trend lines, then you have to remember a simple logic that whenever you have to plot a trend line, it has to have maximum number of points on it. So maximum number of points would mean that the trend line is valid. If there are less number of points on it, or if the price is not at all respecting the trend line, the price is moving up above the trend line, goes below the trend line, then it clearly means that the trend line is not valid, the price is not respecting the trend line. And when I say price is not respecting the trend line, or price is validating a particular study, then it means it is you and me, people who come to the market and trade a particular stock. It is those people who decide those support and resistance levels. So it is those people who decide whether that level is valid or not. So always remember this. This is a very simple logic which you have to remember. So whenever you plot a trend line, minimum points is 2, but maximum number of points validate that particular trend line that you have plotted. So it could be a support line, it could also be a resistance line. Always remember this. So Mindtree is right now in a narrowing kind of a range, and we could see a direction happening once the stock manages to break past any of these levels. So in case of Mindtree, this range is between 2810 and 3045. So these 2810 is the support level and 3045 is the resistance level. You can plot these lines in your software copy so that you get to know the exact levels as the days pass by, right? So this is Mindtree. The third stock which I wanted to discuss today is M&M Financial Services. So this is the daily chart of M&M Financial Services, and here you can see that we have a nice kind of a breakout which has happened. The stock right from the month of April was trading sideways, and you can see this range here. I plotted these two horizontal lines. So this level was acting as a support, and you can see that this level of 161 that I've plotted here, before acting as a support, it also acted as a resistance here in the first half of March. So this is an important support. This support is at 161, and on the higher side you can see a resistance at levels of 191. So the stock was trading range bound between these two levels, and now on Friday itself we have witnessed a bounce back. So the latest candle that you can see has managed to break past the resistance at around 191, and also has managed to break past above the current range that the stock was trading for the last 3 months. So this is a positive sign. So therefore this suggests that quite possibly in the days to come the price would head higher. If you want to have a view at the detailed analysis of this particular stock, you can go to Precision Assist here at the top, and in Precision Assist you will find the detailed analysis for this stock. So what the stop loss, the target, the time target, and all the things, the reason as to why it looks interesting and everything is there. The detailed analysis is there in Precision Assist. Okay, so this is one stock which you have to keep an eye on. So this looks interesting. And one last stock before I take your queries is UPL Limited. UPL. So UPL, this again is daily chart of UPL. Now you can see these two horizontal lines that I have plotted, 665 and 672. So on the short term charts, these levels were acting as a resistance, and you can see in the last 2-3 weeks the stock had faced resistance multiple times at these levels here, right? And what happened was, on Thursday the stock managed to break past this resistance. Now on that day when this happened, you also got an update from me on WhatsApp. So till the time the stock trades above 665 and 671, there are chances that the stock will head higher to test higher resistance levels. And where is the resistance? The resistance is straight directly here. You can see 780, 790 levels is where there is a major kind of resistance in this stock. So quite possibly till the time the stock trades above 665, the stock will head higher for levels of 780 and 790. When does this view fail? This view fails if tomorrow if the stock suddenly falls down below these two horizontal lines, so if the stock falls down below 665, then this view would fail, in which case my stop loss has to be below 665. So it could be 663. So my stop loss would be at 663, and if this bullish view works, then we could see the stock heading higher in the next few days. So this is UPL, which also should be on our radar, right? So we have discussed the chart for the Nifty, Bank Nifty, DOW, Crude, TCS, Mindtree, M&M Finance, and UPL. These are all interesting looking at the next week. Okay, now let me take your queries. So Jagdish ji is asking about Vedanta. Okay, let me start with Vedanta. Now you can see this is the long-term chart of Vedanta. This is monthly chart of Vedanta, you can see. And you can see the kind of sharp fall. Now I had discussed this stock in the last live session that I had done. Now if you look at the way this stock has been moving for the last 14-15 years, you would see a sharp up move here and an equal kind of a fall, then a sharp up move here, again an equal kind of a fall, again a sharp up move, again an equal kind of a fall, this also a sharp up move, and an equal kind of a fall which is currently undergoing. So basically, see, how can you be a long-term investor in this kind of a stock? So looking at the current price, it again is trading somewhere where it was trading right back in 2008 and 9 and 10, right? So this kind of a stock is not suited for a long-term investor. You have to be in those cycles. So, and if you are able to time those cycles properly, then yes, the stock would surely generate good kind of returns for you. Okay, now looking at the short-term chart, now this is a daily chart. Jagdish, you can see this daily chart here. Now, if you look at this daily chart, you'll find that right now, after the current sharp fall that the stock has witnessed, the stock is trading range bound. So 236 is the resistance for the stock, and on the downside 206 is the support for the stock. So currently it's trading range bound, and maybe it's trying to create a base. So what will happen once this base is created? Will the stock move up or will the stock move down? Now the answer to this question will be given by the price itself. So you have to allow the price to decide a trend for itself, and after that we can judge where it is moving and how much it will move, right? So right now you have to watch these levels. Now if your query is because you are holding or you are having a position in this stock, then you need to watch this level of 206, and you should also have a stop loss below this level. So could be 205, could be 204. This has to be on closing basis if you are an investor in this stock. And if the stop loss gets triggered, then it is better to exit, because here if you go a month back, then you would also see a similar kind of a formation. So first we had this kind of a fall here, a sharp fall, and then what happened during the month of May? The stock tried to create a base, right? A similar thing which is happening right now as well. So this also is similar. So it tried to create a base, but what happened after this base creation? Did the price move up? No, it moved down. So basically a lower top, lower bottom formation is the same kind of formation, nothing else. But it will be decided only when the price decides a direction. So therefore 206 and 236 are two important levels. 206 is the support and 236 is the resistance. So if this query is related to I want to get into a fresh trade in VDL, Vedanta, and therefore you have asked this query, then you have to wait for the stock price to break past 236 on the higher side, in which case you could then place a stop loss below 236 and then get into a long trade, that kind of thing. But right now the stock, if you look at as I've shown you on the long-term charts, the stock has always witnessed a sharp kind of moves and sharp kind of falls, and the fall has just started in this stock. So therefore it is a better avoid in case of a fresh trade, right? So I hope you have got a solution on this. Okay, next query is Delta Corp. See, Delta Corp also has witnessed a sharp kind of a fall and currently is undergoing a base formation. So it's consolidating currently. So what are those levels? Okay, so 162 is an important support for the stock. So if you have a position, you need to have a stop loss below this level. And if your query is related to getting into a fresh trade, then allow the stock to complete its consolidation, let it create a base for itself, and then maybe once it does so, and after that, whenever it generates an upward breakout, breaks this resistance and then starts moving up, then maybe you ask me again and we'll review with a fresh stop loss and a fresh this thing. But right now the stock is trading range bound and it is trading between these two levels, right? So 162 is the support and 192 is the resistance for this stock. This is Delta. Okay, your next query is related to Indiabulls Housing Finance. Okay, Indiabulls Housing Finance also in the last few days has witnessed a sharp kind of a fall. And right now it is trading just above its all-time lows. See, this is the monthly chart, and if you see the recent low that the stock has made, it is around 80-81, and that is a very important level because see, this level historically, if you see, okay, let me change the color of this horizontal line that I have plotted so that you see it clearly. I will make it blue. Okay, blue is, yeah, okay. Now, if you see this level that I have plotted here, let me also move the chart. Yeah, okay, now this is much more clear. This is a very important level and the price is right now trading above this. And why is it important? Because if you look at historically, in 2006, the price had taken support at this level, and from here, the price had managed to move up, right? Then the price witnessed a sharp fall, but where did it find support? Again at the same level. And you can see multiple times, so it is not once. Here you can see multiple times between 2008, 2009, 2010, the price came to these levels, and from here, the price managed to move up. Okay, now 2009 to 2012, the price did not witness a sharp move. It traded flat. It created a base for itself, and then slowly and steadily you can see an up move here, which started from 2013 and it went up to 2017-18. The price went up to levels of 1400. Right now, again, the price witnessed a sharp fall between 2018 and 2020. And where did it find support? Look, yes, look again at that same blue horizontal line, right? So this is 2020. When was the first time that it found support at that level? It was 2006. So this historically, this level of 80-81 has been providing a support for the stock, and this time again, the price is just trading above that level. So currently the price is closed at 94 and this level is at 80-81. So this is a very important level. So if you're having a position, if you're holding this stock, then you surely need to have a stop loss below this, because if the stock price breaks below this kind of a support, a level which has been acting as a support for the last how many years? 16 years. If that support is broken, then there must be something seriously wrong going on in the company, and only then this kind of a breakdown will happen, right? So you need to watch this level very closely. So this level is 80-81. This is Indiabulls Housing Finance. Till the time the stock trades above 80-81, no problem. Upside right now is limited, no doubt about it. And as you can see in the past also, 2008 and 2013, the stock took 4-5 years to create a base, and then after that it started to move up. So right now also you can see the same thing happening. So 100 rupees and 300 rupees has been the range for the last 2 years. Now weakness can be clearly, if you look at other stocks, if you compare this stock with the other stocks during this 2-year period, then you had most of the stocks which have doubled, tripled, gone up 5 times, gone up 10 times in the last 2 years, but this stock has not done anything. So that is a sign of weakness as well. So therefore, this support level has to be watched. Okay, Jagdish ji, welcome. Okay, next query is Abhijit ji is asking about Bajaj Finserv. Okay, Abhijit ji, this is the chart of Bajaj Finserv. Now we had discussed this during my last live session. Okay, see, this is 9950 is an important support, and it does not seem like it will break below 9950 right now. The sharp fall that so we in the last 3 months we have already witnessed the sharp kind of a fall, and that is the reason as to why we have seen the respite currently. But yes, as the price approaches the support band, you could see buying coming in at lower levels. So you will see support coming in at lower levels, and this support between 10,600 and 9950, you have a good support. So now if this query is because you have a position in this stock, then currently the stock is trading above this support levels, and you can also so if you want to average, you can also start averaging, but the only thing is you should accumulate in small quantities. Why small quantities? So that if you say, for example, currently trades at 12,000, and say, for example, you have bought a higher quantity at say 16,000 or 17,000 levels, and now you want to add. So at 12,000, say for example, you add the equal quantity, you buy equal number of shares that you had bought at a higher level. Then, and after that, if the price falls down and it goes down to 10,000 or 10,500 or say 9,950, which is the support level, then maybe you may not have that confidence, or maybe your funds will also be exhausted because you had already averaged at a higher level. So therefore, instead of doing that, because there is no clear confirmation of a turnaround happening as yet, you should accumulate in small quantities. So you buy some quantity here. If the price goes down, goes to 11,000 or maybe 10,500, you add some more quantity. So you have to remember these support levels. So 10,600 to 9,950 is the support band. So the better you buy as closer to the support levels, because your stop loss finally is going to be below the support. So your stop loss is going to be at around 9,500. So if you buy closer to the supports, your risk reduces. If you buy far away from the support, your risk increases. It is that simple, right? So this is Bajaj Finance, currently trades on support levels, and the support levels are between 10,600 and 9,950. So I have written the support levels here, right? So this is your query related to Bajaj Finserv. Karanji is asking about RCF. So Rashtriya Chemical Fertilizers. Okay, now this is the long-term chart of RCF. Currently, if you look at this chart, see, the stock did not break past the long-term resistances that I have plotted here. So one long-term resistance is the trend line, the red color trend line that you can see. And the other resistances are these horizontal lines. Now let's do this plotting. Now these horizontal lines are also very important in this stock. And why are they important? Because right now on the chart, you can see the stock price right from 2006. And from 2006 till 2022, so for the last 16 years, you can see these levels have been acting as a resistance. This is a big kind of a supply zone that you can see here. And it has been active for the last, how many years? 16 years. So this is a very tough resistance. Every time that the price has gone to these levels, there has been supply and the price has gone, has come down again or has fallen down. So you can see this up move here, right? What happened? The price did not sustain here. The price witnessed sell-off and it came down. Again, next time that the price came up here, 2009, 2010, what happened? See, sell-off. Again, 2010, sell-off. All these candles that are here are telling us that there is selling which is coming at higher levels. So the price is not able to sustain above. So whenever the price tries to go beyond 100 or 106, there is selling which comes in and that brings the price down. And what happened, you can also see sell-offs that happen after that. Okay, then 2016 and 2018, again the price went up. But what happened here? Again, you can see all these candles, multiple candles. So it is not 1 month. It is many months in a row that the price tries to go up, but it fails, right? And it came down. So this time again, what happened? Again, the price was showing strength. It was also showing undercurrent here continuously. The price also went up in this case, but where did it face resistance? Again at the same band here, you can see 106 and 110. So this is a very tough resistance for the stock, and it is a resistance for the last 16 years. So it is just the opposite case of whatever we discussed in India Bulls Housing Finance. So in case of India Bulls Housing Finance, the stock was trading on long-term 16-year support levels, and in this case the stock is trading below long-term resistance levels, right? So if you have a position, then you should have a stop loss. You can have a stop loss below this the consolidation that recently the stock had witnessed around levels of 70. So your stop loss could be at around 65 or 63 levels, or you should try and exit at current levels, shift to some other stock, or maybe exit in, if you witness a bounce back, you can exit around resistance levels. Wait for confirmation to get into a trade if you have, if this query is from a fresh trade point of view, right? This is RCF. Second stock is NALCO, that is National Aluminium. This also, I think we had discussed this stock during my last live session. And most of the metal counters, most of the metal stocks are going through this kind of a formation. So the formation which we witnessed in case of VDL, you would see a similar kind of formation in most of the metal stocks. And all these metal stocks have witnessed similar kind of sharp moves. So being cyclical stocks, whenever you want to trade or invest in such stocks, you have to be at the bottom of the trend or at the start of the trend, or maybe after the trend starts, you could be in this trade. Now, right now the stock is witnessing a correction, as you can see in the on the stock chart. So this is the monthly chart. Now on the daily chart, the stock has respected the support level right now, so that is a positive. So this support is at around 67 levels. So if you have a long position, you should have a stop loss at 65. That should be a stop loss for your existing trade. And now looking at this chart and the way the price is moved, it looks like the stock can witness a short-term up move. So this level of 72 is very important for the stock price. Till the time the stock trades above levels of 72, you could have a long position in this stock. The stop loss for the trade would be at 71, and quite possibly the stock will witness upsides to levels of 85 and 86. So this is a short-term kind of a view. So a view for the next 2-3 weeks. When will this view fail? This view will fail if going forward the stock falls below levels of 72, in which case the stock will get back into this range between 67 and 72. Got it? And therefore you need to have a stop loss below 72 for a long trade right now. Clear? So this is about your two queries, RCF and NALCO, that is National Aluminium. Then Sanjay ji is asking about APAR Industries. This is APAR. Sanjay ji, recently APAR Industries was a part of Precision Assist. So you can see the detailed analysis here, 17 June. 17 June. Okay, so this is the analysis for APAR Industries. Okay, so Sanjay ji, if you look at this analysis and you've bought at 925, so right, so correct price 842 was the stop loss, target is 1116. So and another important thing is partial profit booking starts at 961. So currently the stock price trades at around 1020 levels, 1019 levels, right? So now what you should do is you should do partial profit booking. So partial profit booking level was 961. You should do partial profit booking. Say, so what this means is if you have bought 1000 shares, you should sell 200 shares, take some profit. Now, when you take that profit, there are two things which happen. One is when you take profit, you make yourself comfortable to remain in the trade. And the second thing that happens is when you take profit, you also create a buffer for yourself. So, for example, going forward, if the stock price falls down, then you have created a buffer of the profit that you have taken, right? Now, so one thing is you do partial profit booking. How do you exit the trade? The second thing now you have to do is you have to track a trailing stop loss, which is based on moving average crossovers. You have to wait for the 513 average to cross or a 526 average to cross. Whenever 513 average crosses, now for example, right now the target, the price has not reached our target. Our target is around 1115, right? So there are two things which can happen. One is the price may reach 1115 first, or the price or the moving averages, that is the 5-day average crosses the 13-day average on the downside. So any of the two can happen. So if the price falls, then this average crossover will happen, right? So any of the two. So if the price reaches, so let's first look at what we do when the price reaches the target. So if the price reaches the target, then you do 50% profit booking. So you bought 1000 shares, you sold 200 shares when you did partial profit booking. At target, you sell 50% of the quantity of the remaining position. So you have 800 which is balance. So you sell 400 shares at the target. Now, why are you not selling 100% of the quantity and you're selling only 50% of the quantity? See, when we started the trade at 925, so when you started this trade at 925, what happened was on that day, you did not know whether your analysis is going to work or your analysis is going to fail, right? So on day one, you started with a stop loss, you started with a target, you started with a time target. But with 50-50 chances of the stock working, the analysis working and the analysis failing. Now, as the price has moved up and as the price goes towards your target, the price itself will tell you that the analysis that you are working with has worked, right? Now, if the analysis has worked, then instead of selling, say for example, if I sell the stock, if I sell all the quantity when the price reaches the target, and if my analysis has worked and if the stock keeps on going up, so from 1100 the stock goes to 1200, 1300 in the next few weeks, what will happen is I would have exited at 1100, the target, and then I would feel bad that I did not wait and I lost this opportunity. You're getting my point? So therefore, a golden way out is, and both the things can happen. So the same way that I explained that the price has, your analysis has worked and therefore the price may go up. In the same way, the price can go to your target and it can also turn back. Both the things can happen. So golden way out is this kind of an exit strategy, and this strategy you can read in my book, Trading and Technical Analysis course, and you will also experience it in our training program. And I've also posted it a couple of times in my WhatsApp update if you are a member of my mentorship program, right? Okay, so when it reaches the target, you book 50% profit. Now, second case, what if the stock does not reach the target and it turns down? So then in that case, you have to watch the moving averages. When the 513 average crosses on the downside, that's the point when you exit 50% of your quantity. Got it? So that also will be in profit. So this automatically becomes a trailing stop loss for you. And when do you exit your 100% quantity? You exit your 100% quantity when 5 crosses 26 on the downside. So this same logic applies if the price goes beyond the target as well. The same logic. So your exit is going to happen in 4 stages. First stage is the partial profit booking stage. Second is the price target stage. Third is the first crossover stage. And the fourth is the final crossover stage. So basically this strategy will help you stay with the trend of the price. Finally, what works? It is the trend which works. So if the price continues to stay in an uptrend, I stay with the trade. If the price changes its trend, I exit the trade. It is that simple a strategy. Got it? So I hope you have, yeah, Sanjay ji, welcome. Okay, next query. Next query is Jagdish ji is asking, has Tata Motors generated a breakout? Or okay, let me see. See, Tata Motors, Jagdish ji, as you can see, Tata Motors has not generated a breakout yet. It's still it's trading at that resistance itself. Let me delete these lines. See, there are multiple resistances here. Okay, don't think of, see, in the last 3-4 months, multiple times the stock has gone to these levels and has retraced back. So these are all tough resistances. So multiple times the stock has so 450 and 463 is the resistance for the stock. 450 and 463. So this is the resistance for the stock. So the current up move that we are witnessing, the current close is 441. Quite possibly this up move can take the stock up to this resistance band that I have mentioned here, 450, 460, 463. That's quite possible. But then how the price reacts at this level is important. Based on that, then you can see you can say that the stock has generated a breakout only once the stock manages to break past this resistance band here. Right? Okay, so this is related to your query. Okay, great. So I think I've managed to solve your queries, and I also have managed to generate give you view on the markets, the indices and its levels. I would thank you all for joining me today. I'm going to do a live session again sometime Tuesday or Wednesday. You'll get an update about it in my YouTube videos plus in my YouTube community as well. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, do subscribe to the channel and also press the bell icon so that you get those updates immediately as soon as they are posted. So you'll get a notification of those updates immediately. Plus, you can also visit our website, which is precisiontechnicals.com. And if you have any queries, just a second, I will just show you the process where you can also post your queries if I have not covered your queries in this session. See, this is our website. So once you open precisiontechnicals.com, here at the you can go to contact us, and here you can post, you can write your name, last name, email ID, mobile number, and the reason that you have a query, and you can post. So once you do that, our team will get in touch with you. They'll get your query, and your query will get solved in one of these sessions. So this also is possible, or you can join me in this session and you can also ask me query live during the session, and you can get the query solved as well. So basically, thank you. Thanks a lot for joining me. If you liked this session, then do give it a thumbs up. Also share this session with your friends so that they also get to know about the markets and the stocks that we have discussed, and they are also able to join us live the next time that we do a live session. Thank you very much for joining me in this session. Aapka Mandar, yours Mandar. Thank you.